about Ernest Hemingway. Hemingway is a famous author from America. You may know some of his books such as The Sun Also Rises and The Old Man and the Sea, which later on led him to win the Pulitzer Prize for Literature in 1953 and the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1954. Ernest Hemingway is under the influence of modernism, which is the literary period at the moment. And now we will hear a little from our expert about modernism.
Thank you, Laura. At the time, the dominant artistic movement is modernism. Modernism is characterized by the re-examination of existence from every possible angle. Modernist writers seek to leave the traditions of the 19th century literature behind in terms of form, content and expression. Open form and free verse are distinguishing characteristics of modernist poetry. This style is quite a break from 19th century rules about meter and rhyme. Hemingway is a part of a generation called the Lost Generation. This describes active writers immediately after World War I, specifically referring to the American expatriate writers associated with the 1920s Paris as Hemingway, Fitzgerald, T.S. Eliot and Ezra Pound. The Lost Generation signifies a disillusioned post-war generation characterized by lost values, lost beliefs in the idea of human progress, and a mood of futility and despair leading to hedonism. The term "the lost generation" is coined by Gertrude Stein and refers to those artists in the 1920s who have become disillusioned with America and find themselves living as expatriates in Europe, chiefly in France.
First, I want to ask you a bit about your life. You've lived many places, Toronto, Chicago, and you were born in Illinois. Do you enjoy traveling and have you learned anything from it?
Yes, I've traveled a lot in my time, but I've learned this. You can't get away from yourself by moving from one place to another.
Wow, that was very wise. But there's been some rumors about your drinking problems and a lot of people are quite worried. Why are you drinking so much?
Well, the answer is short. I drink to make other people more interesting.
Okay, maybe it's best if we move on. You often write about war, love, and travel, among other things. Where do you get your inspiration?
I have traveled a lot in my time, so I like to draw inspiration from my own personal experiences.
Some people would say that your characters remind a lot of you, if you don't mind me quoting. Hemingway's characters are often lonely, whose courage and independence do not guarantee victory. What do you think about this description?
Well, I believe that defeat is an integral part of the human condition, and that is an important message.
So, about your style, you are a minimalistic writer, but how would you describe your style?
I would say my style of writing is very sparse, straightforward, and unemotional.
Can you elaborate on what you mean by unemotional?
Well, I try to concentrate action and events in simple yet powerful sentences, where there's no space for wordy descriptions or sentimentality.
Right, so what is your main focus in your writing? Alright, so I guess this is the end of the interview. Hemingway, he went home to sleep, and as he always says, I love sleep, my life has a tendency to fall apart when I'm awake.